Oh, so after some technical troubles, we're here with Super Metroid via emulation, because getting the real thing to work is too much of a pain. Yes, I've got the cartridge right over there. Unfortunately, my XP machine is rather finicky at the moment, so time to get on with this. So what I'm going to be doing this weekend is I'm going to be playing one game, this game, all weekend. So, let's get to it. This is one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of those games I just keep going back to because... Well,
The last
because
Metroid is in
it's fun,
captivity.
like any
The
good game ought to
galaxy
be.
is at peace.
So, here we've got pretty much the only reading you really have to do in this game. The prologue, talking about how she first fought the Mother Brain and Metroids on ZBs. And then how she fought the Metroids on planet SR-388. Everything about that planet's name says unknown, unexplored, really just frontier stuff. Though, really, you'd think they'd come up with a better name. Am I right? So, of course, she found a puppy, I mean baby Metroid, and brought it home. Who wouldn't? It's adorable. So apparently the scientists were all giddy about this discovery, whatever it was. So then she was just like, blah, 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 everything's fine. When really it was, oh shit, ain't nothing alright here. So onward we go to Series Station. Just apparently left. So here we are, making our way through the station. It's very blue. Blue's either good or bad. You know, it's a calm color. But then you remember things like code blue that you might hear in a hospital. And you know blue is very bad. Speaking of very bad, all of our scientist friends seem to be, ex-scientist friends. And that tube where the Metroid was appears to be rather vacated. So, let's search through the rest of the station. There's not much left. In fact, this is it. Oh, here's the little guy. Okay, come on. Let's go. We want to go? Come on. Let's go. Oh, what? Oh god. Trouble. Samus is sort of your ultimate troubleshooter. She finds trouble, and she shoots it. Repeatedly. Paranoia reference, anyone? Ah, crap. I'm low on health. Ridley's flown away. Oh yeah, the other real reading. GTFO. Running time. This music's probably some of my favorite throughout the entire game. Nothing says hurry up quite as well. Oh, the steam doesn't hurt, or dust, I guess, but it sure is inconvenient. Now, there's some things I like about that opening level. Some things I really, really like. It teaches you a little bit about platform jumping and moving and watching out for stuff. It teaches you more or less how a boss fight goes. And sort of, kind of, a little bit prepares you for the end of the game later on. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so here we are, Planet Zebes. Let's go exploring. Now, I love the exploration aspect of this game. It's just fun. But you see what I'm doing here? I'm doing sort of a flip jump. You press away from the surface as you're jumping towards it, and you sort of bounce off of it. But I'm looking at some good old-fashioned conventions of platforming games, which, at first, this might seem to be, for those of you that are uninitiated. I doubt there's too many of those at this point. At least I would hope. But of course, it's not letting us go that way. We need a different weapon to continue. Even normally, we need a different ability to get through that rock. So, we're going to go through here and see what's what. So far, it's just looking like a dusty old cave with some sort of bugs. The pink doors I can't get through yet, but the blue ones I can. Unfortunately, I'm too big to fit in that hole. Insert your own "that's what she said" there. So now, anyone who played the original Metroid should recognize this. This is what we like to call the way out. At least it used to be. So we're just going to fall all the way down here. May as well. Save us some time. Just got this one door. And this sort of misty, foggy, deserted, dead planet. This is where the mother brain used to sit. The platforms that I jumped across way back when. Now, I want to mention here that you will never see me play the original Metroid on this. I suck at it so hard. I'm quite literally no good at it. Of course, unless I use the little password that makes everybody good at it, no matter how bad they are. Here we go, our first power-up, in what appears to be the exact same room as the original. This doesn't look like a setup at all. So we've got the morphing ball. Let's just turn into a ball. And this is a problem. They know we're here. Also, I like flipping off those little head things. Makes them bounce. So, moving along. Well, geez. Another pink door. So now we're going to abide by the old Metroid tactic. Shoot everything until you can go somewhere. It's right up there with shoot first and ask questions later. And here we've got a Chozo statue. The bird people that apparently raised Samus. And now we have missiles. Missiles let us through pink doors. Now, I know this was probably some pretty elementary stuff to a lot of people, but I feel it's important to mention it because, well, let's face it, not everyone's played this game. Even though everyone should have. At least that's my feeling on it. I think it's one of the best designed games that's ever been made. But, yeah, I'm biased because it's probably one of my favorites. I like what they call the Metroidvania ones. Now, if you notice here, there's something different. The lights are on. Someone's home. It's not dusty anymore, it's not, like, full of dust and smoke. Let's face it, probably ash. No, instead, it's full of space pirates. So now I gotta make my way back up out of... well... I don't know what it was supposed to be. Exhaust tube? Escape tunnel? Something. Hardly matters. I see we've got another viewer. Always nice. Feel free to say hello in the chat. I can't respond to the chat, but I can, well, I can through here. I can see it, but I won't be chatting into it. Alright, so we've eliminated those space pirates here. Now we're getting the heck out of this tube. Now suddenly this formerly deserted place is full of irritating, crawling life. So, let's shoot most of it and collect our pickups. Alright, so now I got the map. Yay, map. Let's see what we can do now. Apparently we can get hurt by irritating bugs. do that a lot. Let's check and see if we can make it through here yet. No. I need something to blast those. Something, perhaps, bomb-like? As we aren't fools, save early, save often. Now, I'm not sure why I just referred to myself in the third person plural. But with any luck, it won't be a problem. Let's see, can we do anything over here? Nope. I was hoping to get missiles out of that guy. Oh well. Maybe this guy? Yay! Of course, those guys are jerks, because they like to explode when you hit them. I'm gonna quickly open up this door, just so the remaining ones of these might be able to give me missiles. We've got our first genuine, like, not tutorial boss fight coming up. So I like to be fully loaded for that. Oh yeah, also I like to have a full set of missiles. I'm only one off, so that's pretty good. So we got another Chozo statue here. And now we got the bomb. And wait a minute. Door's closed. This is bad. So since it's bad, cram it full of missiles. Ain't that always the way? Like I said, she sees trouble, she shoots it. I'm just gonna avoid those entirely. It's the other great thing about Super Metroid, and most Metroid games, I'd say. You don't necessarily have to fight absolutely everything. Sure, you gotta do your boss fights, and if something's blocking your way, you probably gotta blast it. But there's no need to fight everything. After all, half of fighting is knowing when to bugger the heck off. More missiles, always important. Something else I probably should have mentioned. Of course, we notice now that the music has changed from what we had before. Since now we know that this wretched little planet is once again alive and kicking. Mostly kicking. I'm basically going to try and separate this game into maybe 3 play sessions over the weekend. We have our first energy tank here. Pretty simple, lets us live a heck of a lot longer against the evil space pirate forces. Especially when we don't dodge, like that. I like opening every door along the way as I go, just so I don't have to do it later. So here we got sort of a foggy, misty room. Maybe it's part of a cooling system. And here we have our hit list. In the original Metroid, we had two statues you had to shoot, and then they'd go up once their respective owner was beaten. So here we have them, the four big bosses that'll let us get into Torian, the home of the Mother Brain. Up top, we've got Ridley, the pleasant fellow we met at Ceres Station. On the left, we've got Kraid, the other big boss we fought in Metroid 1. In the middle here, we've got Fantoon. We'll find him in the wrecked ship area. And the underwater boss, Dragon. Quite possibly the easiest boss in the game. Kraid's not too tough either, but Dragon's special. So we've got our first elevator down since the one into get the Morse Ball. We're headed into Brynstar again, but a different part. At this point, Brynstar is just sort of an overgrown bunch of caverns, which kind of makes it awesome looking. I'm gonna get that and not get hit. Yay! So first we go left. As usual, there's probably something to A, kill, or B, collect, or C, all of the above. Unfortunately, it's just a map. While handy, it doesn't let me blast more things. Though it does at least tell me where to go to blast more things. So, it's kinda good. Probably should use a missile to kill those things. Oh well. Now we'll check the right. Fortunately, I'm not fast enough to make it past that thing yet. That's just a matter of time. So, back through the hole. Further down. What do we have here? A surface I can't get through yet. Darn it. Okay, got both those open. So let's go left first. No particular reason, just a matter of personal preference. A matter of personal preference, because there's a missile reload here. Yay. Now these enemies are interesting because they light the place up. You can see now that I can barely see anything in here at all. If I had killed one more, I wouldn't be able to see anything. So we're out of the green area and now into the pink. Sort of a Pepto-Bismol color. Not overly appetizing, but still interesting. Bombing our way through those sand blocks, or whatever the heck they are. Now we've got a big old room to explore. So let's start at the bottom. Haha, you're stuck, stupid. More missiles. I will soon likely stop saying more missiles because I'm going to be saying that a lot. We got our first beam weapon upgrade here, the charge beam. Now the charged up beam itself is okay, but what really makes it awesome is that if you charge it and then do something else, you get some interesting effects. Like if you do a somersault jump like this, it turns you into a weapon. I'm just gonna not bother with those guys there, because they're a bunch of jerks. Also, if you go into ball mode with the charge beam fully charged, just... well, you drop some bombs. Screw this guy. And his buddy, too. Now, I'm not gonna save here in the interest of time. Okay, got past those guys. And now we get to meet another mini-boss. Everybody, Spore Spawn. Spore Spawn, everybody. This is a fairly simple fight. Nothing too complex. And I missed my first two shots. Okay, got those ones in. A lot of people just fire one missile in, but it's a lot more effective if you do two, of course. Otherwise, this is a very long, drawn-out fight. Probably gonna open back up soon. Yeah, there we go. Can you tell I've done this a few times? Ow. Okay, so I hit a spore instead of inside with one of the missiles, but at least one of them hit. Both hit that time.